Let me tell you something about David Grove and why he was so influential in the development of our approach to coaching, therapy, and just about everything else we do. James and I first saw David Grove in 1993. He was giving a talk in London and demonstrating his approach with 2 clients. Amazingly, he was working with both of them at the same time, going from one to the other and asking these strange questions he called clean language. We'd never seen anything like it, but somehow I knew something profound, almost sacred, was happening for these 2 clients. I was hooked and compelled to find out more.
So in those days, David used to visit England every 6 months to run therapeutic retreats. I mean, he didn't teach his work in a structured way. He just demonstrated what he did and then he'd debrief it afterwards. So for the next 4 years, we attended every event David did in England. We modeled what he was doing, we used it with our clients, and we created our own model of what made this work so effective. And we called our approach symbolic modeling and described it in metaphors in mind. We didn't stop modeling David after we'd written the book because he was a serial innovator. Most people would be content to come up with 1 or 2 new ways of doing therapy, but not David. No, he came up with dozens, and we continued to learn from him right up until his unexpected death in 2008.
It's now 40 years since David first came up with the idea of clean language. He started by applying it as a method for helping people suffering from traumatic childhood memories and with military veterans with post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. He noticed that when his clients were trying to describe their experience, they would often stop just before the worst moments and say, "It was like," and then they would give a metaphor. Rather than asking them to recount the details of the trauma, which was a common method at the time, David got curious and began asking questions about the metaphors they were using rather than the traumatic event itself, and he got amazing results.
His genius was to realize that metaphors do not like being asked ordinary questions, and he spent years finding the few questions that would give life to people's personal metaphors. Sometimes he even referred to himself as a midwife, and that's how clean language was born. And David discovered that by staying clean and not contaminating his client's experience with his own interpretations and suggestions, their metaphors changed organically and healed the suffering in a way that was unique to each and every person.
At the London ANLP conference, we're giving a 1-day masterclass where you will see us demonstrate and get to experience this extraordinary approach to facilitating people to make the changes they want to make. Hope to see you there.